Hi there, I am Rick. My company is called Tjakaa, and today I'm gonna tell you a story. Let's tell a story about content creation. That's why you are watching this video, so let's do that. Storytelling, content creation. But there's a very important thing I need to know first, and that is, who are you? And maybe you think, why this question? Well, it is really one of the most important questions that I need to ask you today. Because telling a story is about your idea, is about your company, is about content, but first it is about you. So you need to know who you are. You need to know what keeps you awake at night. That is the most important thing. Telling stories, building content is about your passion, about who you are. So the first thing you need to do right now is just push the pause button and start thinking about who am I? What am I doing here? Why did I take this course? Why am I joining IceCube? Why do I want to tell a story? Why do I want to build content? That's the most important question, and you need to start thinking about that right now. Who are you? Talk to me. Who are you? All right. And if you are working on that question, and I know that's something you cannot do just in a couple of minutes, sitting down, answering the question, it takes a lot of time to figure out who you are, but keep asking yourself that question every time, every day again, when you are building your story, building your content. I'm going to guide you through some steps on how to build the most beautiful story, the best content you have ever seen, you have ever heard. And that starts, of course, with a good preparation. And what I would like to advise you is to talk a lot with people about your idea, about the stories in your head, the things that keep you awake at night, the things you are figuring out while thinking on the question who you are. Start talking with people. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. Sharing ideas make ideas better. So start talking with your friends, with your family, with your teachers, with other students, with whoever you are meeting. Start talking, discuss the idea. Some other insights can give you some material to work on. So talking with people, sharing ideas is a very good idea. And then, of course, it's important to get those ideas into some kind of material. Maybe you are a writer. And maybe you can start writing down everything you think about, everything you talk about. Just take some notes. You can do that with paper and a pencil or with a computer, but I would advise you to use paper and a pencil because that stimulates your creativity very well. So start writing down. Or maybe you are very creative and you like drawing more, or you are an artist in disguise. Just take your pencils, make arts. Try to draw the things you are dreaming about, the things you are working about, the things you want to create a story about. Words aren't everything. Drawings can help you as well. And it's also important that when you are building a story, you make it very visual. This, for example, is a storyboard. It is used in the film industry. And it really helps you to tell the story from A to Z. It gives you an insight in where do I want to start, where am I going to, which are the different parts of my story, and where do I want to end. That's really a good thing to do when building a story, building content. It gives you an overview. And that is in fact one of the tips I want to give you today. A good story has a beginning, has a middle, and it has an end. And that's very easy, 3 steps, but you should take those 3 steps while building content, while making your story as well. Okay, when we are still in the preparation phase, and what I do it myself often, and it's ridiculous, I know, but it is so important. Use a mirror, use your smartphone, use a camera, watch yourself, look yourself into the eyes. Telling a story, building a content is not only about the words you speak, the slides you use, but it's about the total package of all those things. And it is a good thing to look yourself into the eyes. I take my smartphone once in a while, record myself. I don't share that with anybody because it's really quite ridiculous, but it helps you to understand yourself, to look at yourself, to build your self-esteem. So filming yourself, recording it, checking it out, laying it down, and again and again and again. It just helps you to tell a beautiful story. And you need to be comfortable listening to yourself, because you expect people to listen to you, to your story, to your content. Well, start with listening to yourself, believing yourself, enjoying yourself telling the story. That's quite important. So use a mirror, use a smartphone, use a camera, try it out. It will be ridiculous in the beginning, but in the end it will be so funny, and you will learn a lot about yourself, about body language, about speaking out loud. It's a good thing to do. Exercise, 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 watch yourself. And then another thing during the preparation, or when you're making a story, is what we call the granny test. One of the tips I want to give you is, if you are building a story, keep it simple. Make the story easy to understand, not too many complicated words, not too long, not too short. Make sure that everybody, even your granny, understands what you are talking about. So if you are starting and preparing and writing things down and you want to talk to someone, try it out, as I said, with friends, family, but don't forget your granny. Go to her or your grandfather, whatever, tell your story and ask for feedback. In most situations, your grandparents love you and they will be quite kind, but they will tell you as well when they don't understand what you are saying, or when they think some things are too complex or complicated, and then just believe them. That's important. If your granny understands, and if your granny gets persuaded by what you are telling, then you know you are telling a good story. So don't forget the granny or the grandfather or anybody else, just to test your story out if it is finished. Now there are other things, and while preparing, that was the step 0, because it's before the story. We will go now to step 1. You need to impress your audience. And in fact, while telling a story, you have 20 seconds. The first 20 seconds of your story, is it in a pitch, is it in a written story, is it in a video, whatever, you have 20 seconds to impress your audience. If your audience is not interested in you or in what you have to say during those 20 seconds, you lose the game. You are failing. So you really need to think well about how you can express what you want to say, how you want to impress your audience. I have some examples for you. For example, this is BIC. You all know BIC. We all write with BICs. Well, they just use this image to prove quality. That's something you can use in a story. My USP is quality, so I'll show you. I'm using, for 60 years, it's the same product. It still works. Everybody knows it. Bam. No difficult words. No explanations, no Excel files, just this image to prove, bam, BIC is quality. That's all you need to know, but people are interested, people are listening. Another image is this. You all know the electric toothbrushes. Well, they have a high quality, they can do everything you want. So, focusing on quality or on the USP, the thing you want to do, that can be something to start impressing your audience. There are other things. Maybe you can be a little bit funny as well. For example, I'm using examples from marketing, but because I think advertisements is sometimes very powerful they have short time to make people believe in them. Therefore, it is most of the times a good example to start a story as well. But if you see this, this says everything about Nike, of course. No sitting, but moving, just in one image, no words, no explanation needed. Everything understands what this is. You need to think for 1 second and then you smile. And don't forget that making people smile is a powerful tool as well. If you can use those 20 seconds to make people smile, good thing. Other ways to impress people are using numbers, for example. You can just tell, okay, I have an idea, and in the first year I will earn 100,000 euros with that idea. That's one number, 100,000 euros. That's a promise, but I can assure you that people will be interested because they think, okay, 100,000 euro, that might be interesting, I will listen to you. So using numbers is a good thing. Don't show complicated Excel files and graphs and stuff like that. Just like this, one slide with a simple number can help you to impress people, to trigger attention, and to have people follow you through the rest of your story. And this is for written stories, pitches, and so on and so on. Just use that in the first 20 seconds. Of course, maybe your powerful weapon are words. That's possible as well. If we go to the advertisement sector again, open happiness, 2 simple words. Everybody understands it, but they are so powerful. Back to Nike as well. Just do it. That's something interesting. Just 3 words, but everybody knows them. If you can find a tagline like that, that shows who you are, what your story is, what your idea or your product or your concept is, that makes it very powerful to start your story. All right? So don't forget 20 seconds to impress. And then, of course, a story is there as well to convince people. You need to convince people, hey, I'm here, I have something to tell, listen to me, and I will give you whatever you want, what you want to hear from me. For example, you can use competition. If you have an idea and you think my idea is the best one, you can compare yourself with other ideas. If you are Coca-Cola, you can talk about Pepsi and about how your soda is much better, for example. So these are things you can do. If you want to convince really people to invest in you, you need to talk about money as well. So a story, when it goes about entrepreneurship, needs to go about money once in a while. You need to talk about how much money you will make, where the money will come from, how you will gain money, how you will find investors, how you will make profit, how you want to scale up, things like that are part of the story as well. So don't forget, convincing is a part of it too. Then let's go to step 3 or tip number 3 in this video, and that is you need to persist. A story can lose its focus if you start talking too much about things going around, if you go too deep in some parts of it. So sometimes you really need to persist and keep the focus on some things. And the most important question you need to answer right there is why. Why are you doing this? I talked to you in the beginning of the video about who are you, what are you doing here, what keeps you awake at night. But we need, or you need to think about, why am I telling this story? Why is my idea a good idea? Why is what I'm doing the best thing to do? And this is something I didn't find out. Simon Sinek, my guru, found this out, and he talked about the golden circle. When you have an idea, when you want to start a company, when you want to really go for something, it is important to know the what. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's the outer circle. It's important to think about how you are going to do that. But it's the most important thing to know and to talk about why you are going to do that. So in your story, in your content, the why should be really in the center of your talk, of your telling, of your storytelling, because that will convince people as well to believe in your story, to go with the flow, to keep listening. Talk about why this idea, why this story, but also talk about why you. You are the most important part of the story. Don't forget that. Never forget that. You are the centerpiece. Besides all the tips and tricks I'm sharing with you now, you need to be in the center of it all and talk about that. The next part, the next tip is personalize. And that's just what I was saying. You need to make your story very, very personal. So you can talk about yourself. You can even be a little bit arrogant if it's in the right proportion. You need really to make it personal, talk about yourself. Storytelling is about people. It's not about writing things down. It's not about making beautiful presentations. It goes about people. A story is an interaction between you and your audience. So you are important as well as the audience is important. So think about that. I'm here again with my question. especially because it's just such an important thing to talk about and to think about at first and then to talk about in your story. Who are you? What are you doing? Make it personal. Use emotions. People are interested when they can feel something when you tell a story. So use that. Show yourself. Show your emotions. Make yourself part of the story. You are the story. Those are really important tips that can help you to make a persuasive story. And then, of course, okay, you can take the sell very literally, as we need to sell and earn money. But sell can also be, for now, I need to convince people. I have a call for action. I have some things I really need to ask, to tell you, to talk about, to share with you. That's the most important part of the story. Keep selling, keep doing that. What is your USP? What is your blue-orange? Why are you special? That can be something that can help you to sell what you're telling. So content story is about getting people around you, building up a network of people that are interested in you, that will help you, that will listen to you. So you need to be a little bit unique. You need to be a little bit special. So think about that. What's your unique value? What's your unique selling point? And when you have that, you can work towards a call for action. If you're telling a story, the end should be really a call for action. Why do you need those people? What do you want? What are you going to? What are you dreaming of? And how can the people listening to your story help you? Never forget that. The call for action is the end. And you need to make sure that, for example, when I come to listen to your story, several hours later, I need to remember myself, what was that story about? What was that pitch about? And what did that guy or girl want from me? What are they looking for? That's something I need to remember. So you need to impress me in the beginning, but in the end of the story, you have to make sure that I will remember you, that you are keeping going on in my head, that questions will come back once in a while. Remembering you will help you to get your story bigger, greater, more believable, and so on. So that are 5 really important parts of building content, building a story. But there are some other things I really need to talk to you about before I forget them. And the first thing is, of course, get it done, or get shit done. You just need to do it. People are doubting a lot, are waiting, not starting it because they are afraid. I should advise you to just start doing it. Start talking, start writing. There's no time to wait. There's no time to lose. You can keep waiting for the right moment to do it, but there will not come a right moment. The right moment is now. So just get it done, start it. And there's no limit in time. You don't need to finish it in 1 day or 2 days. You have an entire life to finish your story, and you will improve and improve every time again. But for now, just start, just do it, like Nike says, or get shit done, like Ice Cube says. Start doing it. No waiting, no doubting. Another tip, as I already said, the KISS principle, keep it simple and stupid. Make sure that everybody understands what you're talking about. It's not too difficult, the words are easy, the images are easy, so that everybody knows what you're doing. Keep it as simple as possible, that your granny can understand it and that a 5-year-old can understand it. KISS. And then, of course, I talked to you about it in the beginning of the movie, just beginning, middle, and end. That's quite important. Remember, beginning to impress, middle to tell your story and to convince and to persuade, and the end to make people remember what you do. And of course, telling a story should go about what keeps you awake at night, what your passions are, what you are dreaming about. This is a quote I love really because it says so much in just 8 words. Do what you love what you do. If you are there, I can talk to you about Windows or about video cameras, but I'm not. That doesn't keep me awake at night. I need to tell about storytelling or social media or communication or things like that, because that's what I am thinking about at night. That's what keeps me awake. That's what I love to do. So your story should be really connected with what you love to do and what you do to love, of course. And don't forget, building stories, building content, the sky is not the limit out anymore. Thinking outside the box is okay, but you can go way further than that. Be a little crazy. Dare to be different. You can do a lot of things. The possibilities right now, like technology and meeting people online, are amazing. Use them. Dare to be different. Dare to reach the sky and even further. Because when you do that, your story will be great and we will believe your story. And we will really listen to you, and your self-esteem will grow, your story will grow, your content will grow, and you can keep on reaching your dreams. And I think that's why you are all doing this or watching this video. So remember that. And saying those words, Tjakaa, we are there. This is the end of the video. I hope I have given you some great tips and tricks to make you build a top-notch story, top-notch content. My name was Rick, and if you have some more questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I will help you out. Good luck with your story, with your content.